circumstances good, it's not going to happen. The names you are calling these correctional officers, the rules that you're breaking, and all three of these are extremely concerning.
You need, excuse me, more than that. All of the other counts stem from this whole incident. I think the court has reviewed the video previously.
Whoa, right off the bat, the court is setting the stage. This isn't just about one mistake. Every allegation here stems from a single high-speed incident. Imagine the tension as the judge reviews the video. This is the moment where your actions start speaking louder than words. Would you have remembered that fast-moving event if you were in his shoes?
The evading, you'll recall, we had an agreement of 5 a while back, and the court rejected that, understandably, just because we're doing an update. If you need more.
I don't remember the video. You have to tell me more, but
it was a very high-speed evade through multiple areas of the county with the DPS.
okay. While on probation for evading. Yeah, I remember now. And what was the agreement that I had rejected before? Okay. All right, sir. In cause number 25, DCCR 1310, you're charged with a third-degree felony offense of evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle from June 13th of 2025. And how do you plead to that charge?
June.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
I have here, in that case, some documents on the tablet that have your signature on them. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Burbank?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal? And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a cap of 8 years in prison, which means you're leaving your punishment up to me. And if I follow this agreement, I cannot give you more than 8 years. I can give you 8 years, I can give you less. It'll all depend on the information that's...
Here's a critical moment. The defendant is weighing the consequences of pleading guilty. 8 years max, maybe less, but no jury. That's huge. The judge is essentially saying, you're choosing certainty over risk, but at what cost? It's a moment that really underscores how plea deals can dramatically shape someone's future.
Presented to me when we come back for sentencing. You have an absolute right to have a jury come in and do 2 things. The first is to determine if you're guilty or not, and then you could leave your punishment up to that jury if they found you guilty. If we go forward this way, you're waiving that right, and is that what you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes.
State tenders number 1. It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Ross is not competent? All right, sir. In that case, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of that plea, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case for sentencing so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That'll give me more information about you and your case, and we'll come back later for sentencing. Obviously, anything that you think is important for me to know, you'll get that information to Mr. Burbank, and he'll present it to me on that day as well.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have cause numbers 24 DCCR 1198 and 24 DCCR 1199. Each of these cases, I have motion to revoke unadjudicated probations. It looks like in 1198, you were placed on probation December 18th of 2024 for the offense of deadly weapon in a penal institution, a third-degree felony, and that was a 4-year deferred probation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then in cause number 24, DCCR 1199, I also have that motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. Shows you were placed on probation that same day in December of 2024 for the third-degree felony offense of evading arrest or detention with the use of a motor vehicle. Is that also correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So if it's unagreed, somewhat unagreed, I want to go ahead and go through the rest of those allegations. I think I need to know if the punishment's up to me, what the pleas are, what all's been going on, not just the one new case. So I'm going to go through them all. If you need a minute to go over that with him, otherwise I'll just go through. So, Mr. Ross, both of these motions allege in count 1 that you were arrested for the offense of evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle on June 13th of 2025. That's the case you just pled guilty to. And is that true or not?
Now we get into the domino effect. Multiple probation violations, different charges across cases. Notice how the court is meticulous. Every arrest, every count matters. This isn't just paperwork, it's about establishing a pattern of behavior. Makes you wonder how much weight should past probation issues carry in sentencing today.
Not true.
Yes, ma'am, sure.
And that's one of those, Ms. Malfino, that probably needs to be looked at. Being arrested for it isn't really it's true, it's fine, but that language, y'all need to get them to change that language.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Count 2 alleges that you were arrested for evading arrest or detention. That was that same day. Is that true or not true? So that's not in the vehicle. That means that you got out of the vehicle and then ran. Is that true or not true?
Sure.
Count 3 in each case alleges that you were arrested for possession of marijuana June 13th of 2025, that same day. Is that true or not true? Okay. Count 4 in each case alleges that you possessed marijuana in violation of your probation order on that same day. Is that true or not true? Okay. Count 5 alleges that you tested positive for cocaine on a drug patch June 13th of 2025, and is that true or not true?
Not sure.
Count 6 alleges that you were at a location other than your residence at approximately 1:39 a.m. on June 13th of 2025. That's true?
Yes, ma'am.
And then count 7 in each case alleges that you're a little behind in your court-assessed fees in each case. Is that true or not true?
Sure.
Did you enter your pleas of true in each of your cases to counts 1, 2, 6?
Interesting here, being caught out past curfew, minor fees piling up. These might seem small, but in probation law, small missteps can snowball. The judge's tone is firm. Follow the rules or the consequences escalate. Ever thought about how everyday choices could tip the scales in court like this?
6 and 7, freely and voluntarily.
Yes, ma'am.
Some big concerns. After he was placed on probation in 2020, had some issues in 2023 while he was on probation, and was given an opportunity to go to ISF, and that was at the end kind of 2023 is what my understanding is, which means, I don't know when you got out of ISF, but it had to be the very end of 2023, if not 2024. And then we've got this new offense alleged from August of 2024. Obviously, he hasn't been found guilty of that offense, but I've reviewed the report and the potential evidence that I've seen. I mean, the reason we got a CODIS hit is because of some fingerprints that were found inside of an apartment. And that... hold on, I was going to look at something else. The underlying offense and all 3 of these are extremely concerning. The first 2 from December of 2017 are at a party and you got a gun and you end up getting into some issue with people and somebody gets shot with your gun. Whether it was intentional or not, you were intentionally at the party, you had the gun, you shouldn't have. And then the next year, I guess while that's pending, there's an aggravated robbery where you and some buddies go into a house to rob someone. Apparently it's the wrong apartment, but you'll still decide to rob him at gunpoint and pistol whip him. And you were given an opportunity on probation. Then you had some issues on probation and I sent you to ISF.
This is where the backstory hits hard. Multiple offenses, including gun-related incidents and burglary. This shows a long-term pattern, not just a one-off mistake. The judge is balancing safety with fairness, and it really illustrates how courts juggle protecting the public while considering individual circumstances.
Then you get a new felony offense of burglary of a habitation. So, at some point, Mr. Woolridge, I've got to do what I can to keep people safe from you and your buddies and whoever else, whatever's going on, because you're not doing the right thing. And I appreciate that you have a family and your mom and your dad and people who are willing to help you, but they can only do so much. And are these just no agreements just to run concurrently?
Well, no, there's a cap of 8 on those.
Y'all didn't write that on here.
5 star I gave.
All right, or it might not have come through. So there's, so cap of 8 in each.
Yeah,
So the agreement is the same as the other case,
Yeah.
that I can sentence you up to 8 years in prison or less, depending on the information that's brought to me in a hearing. To counts 1, 2, 6, and 7 freely. And so, Mr. Ross, I also, before you go back with the bailiff, I have in my hand jail incident reports.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you're going to come in here and ask me to do something other than 8 years in prison and give you some kind of circumstances good, it's not going to happen. The names you are calling these correctional officers, the rules that you're breaking, the gambling with the I mean, it's not allowed.
Finally, the judge lays it down. No nonsense in jail, no special favors, and an 8-year cap looming. The point is clear: compliance and respect for rules are non-negotiable. And that line about stop committing felonies, it's blunt, but it hits the truth. This is a courtroom reality check for both the defendant and the audience watching.
If you can't follow the rules in jail, then what makes you think that I'm going to do anything nice for you?
Yes, ma'am.
If you call people,
With the last one,
don't even, y'all talk to Mr. Burbank about it, okay? But the name calling, you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. I don't care what they're doing their job, right? So they're going to work every day, they're going home, which is hopefully at some point what you would like to do in your life.
yes, ma'am.
Get a job, go home, be with your family. And if you had someone like you acting like that at your job, when you're just trying to do your job and enforce the rules, you're in jail. You got to follow the rules. You don't want to follow those rules, then stop committing felonies.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go back with the bailiff. We'll see you at sentencing.
I'll be excused.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I almost said the words.